Time is an interesting thing. At some points it seems to drag on endlessly, and at others it's shooting past us where we're left trying to keep up. In third grade, on the last day of school, we sat on the floor eating popsicles, all of our desks stacked in Jenga towers in the hall. We did this so that the janitors could clean and make repairs in the classroom over the summer. But what I remember most is my teacher, Miss Faber, chatting with the hall monitor. She said, "This year went by so fast," the same words uttered by every teacher before her. This time, though, I stopped, and I realized something. They were right. When we look back, everything will seem as if it's flying past. It's true, and it will always be true. Now, when I look back and things move faster than I thought they would, I'm not surprised. I expect it. I have known many people to die, the first being my Grandma Werby. As a 5-year-old, that means dressing up nice and spending hours in a Victorian home that smells too strongly of flowers, as people you don't know pinch your cheeks, and you and your cousins wonder if everybody's face looks that cakey after they die. Later, I would face the loss of Mary Ann, the old woman at Latchkey who used to play games with us and bring us bubble gum. She would make us stick at our tongues before she would give us a piece to be sure we weren't trying to steal seconds. Then I would lose my Grandpa Werby. He was a strict man, but he loved his horses. And during my freshman year of high school, I would lose my dog Nikki, who we had had since I was 2 years old. Most recently, over the summer, it was my grandfather. My grandfather had been suffering from dementia for almost 7 years before he passed. It had progressed to the point to which he no longer knew or remembered his own children. My father would visit him every day, making sure he was wearing clean clothes, shaving his beard, returning items my grandfather had pocketed, spoons from the kitchen, a deck of cards from the rec room, other patients' belongings such as hats and shoes. We would sit with him then, ask him how he was, and my grandpa would say he was all right. Then maybe he would tell a story of working as a foreman on marine construction, or tell us to watch out for sneaky people, when, in actuality, he was the sneakiest person there. Then he would say he wanted to go home and ask for his jacket. And my father would explain that this was home now, and that the house in Sheboygan was being sold, and his wife Nancy was going to come down as soon as the house had finished being sold. Then, 3 minutes later, my father would explain it to him again. Sometimes they just sat and did puzzles. Wordlessly, they would sit for hours working on the same puzzle. Hearing this, you would think that they were very close, when in actuality, my grandfather had kicked my father out of the house when he was 16. Afterwards, they were estranged for many years, only ever really speaking to each other again after my brother was born. Knowing this, I then watched my father as I sat in that apartment in the memory care facility, as he washed that same man's face and cleaned his glasses, checking his swollen feet, and patiently explaining things to him over and over again as he would with a small child. Taking the time he had now with his father as a gift, and using it to reconnect and forgive the man that he had at one point gone 7 years without speaking to. No one knows how long they have, a fact our society painfully reminds us of every time we look at the news. So even if in your personal life you have yet to face the loss of a loved one, you are keenly aware of how unpredictable our time here is. We can't be afraid to live because of this. Loss will happen regardless. Take the time you have here and use it doing the things that you love with the people you love most. I believe in cherishing the time I have with others, even the little things like working on puzzles together.